Okay, welcome back to the squeeze course. And a reminder of where we're up to. I had introduced the first of the double squeeze positions, which has two single threats in one hand. It also has the squeeze card and a communication card to reach what I call the central suit, the one that we have to bring in the third suit to look for squeeze possibilities when the two threats are aren't enough. And because this is a four card ending, it had to have two winning cards in it. So basically, an extended double entry suit on the other side of the table. And then I pointed out that, of course, you didn't have to start with isolated threats. They could have been entry threats, which, if you decide you want to go and do this squeeze, then you simply cash the top winner in the entry threat, and it turns the entry threat into a single threat, and there you are with the end position. But that means our whole system has got now much more complicated, because whereas before we just looked for the threats and said what sort of squeeze is available, now we have to look for the threats and also look for whether one of the what we thought of as free suits before, one of them is now usable as a central suit. Still, it's not so bad at the moment because there's only one type of central suit to look for. It's got to be basically ace, king, and another card, the irritant. So it's not too bad, but you will find my approach different. I've already mentioned it's now become a 6 point plan because if you do have entries with the threats, you may have options on normal squeezes, simple squeezes. So you've got to choose between those sorts of squeezes and the possibility of the double squeeze. So we had to introduce a choice, which I put number 3. And at the start, you'll find I'm doing things slightly differently. Key cards is still there, but now with key cards, I've got to go look for the is there a central suit, because that's another key feature of the hand. Also, normally on where, I ask where are the threats. You'll find I'm moving that across to the key cards because I want to get on with the job of identifying all the different squeezes possible. So rather than saying, oh, there's a threat, and then later on it's an entry threat or it's a single threat, I'll be saying, oh, immediately that's an entry threat because it's a threat with an entry and so on. Then when it comes to where, it's going to be more of where are the threats in the different hands, because we've done all this studying of the simple squeezes, so we know that when you've got split threats, it tends to lead to automatic squeezes, and when you've got threats in the same hand, it tends to lead to positional squeezes, and that restricts what you can actually do. So we want to get on with that and sort of identify what's allowable to us, and then finally make our choice. The next item after that in the list is count. Do we have the count? That really should be much more to the front because really getting the count correct, you often have to duck a card and then what the opposition do affects whether there are still entries there or not. I didn't do that in my original 5 point plan because really I wanted to get everybody thinking about, can I identify threats and where are the threats and where are the entries, because that's the much more difficult part to learn about squeezes than just do we have the count. But for all that, really the count bit should be sort of one of the things you do almost at the start to check that you're in squeeze territory with all the tricks but one. And then off you go into the rest of it, make a plan to execute the squeeze you've chosen. And um, what do you watch out for? Well, usually the guards against your single threats. So what I need is a volunteer, because all of this is now for everybody to join in and have a go. So please, could somebody sit in the south seat? Sooner the better, so we can get on with the first hand. It's gone quiet. Hi, Jane. Welcome to the show. Okay. Well, first of all, you have to go and bid the hand. The person on the right is the opening bidder, and he's got a weak 2 in spades. So, I should have checked. You're okay with the microphone's working?
Yes, I've just turned on my microphone and I just turned off my sound animation. And yes, that was my husband just going by saying good morning to everybody.
Good morning, husband. So, what would you like to bid here? I'll tell you whether I approve or not after you told me.
Oh, I hate that. All right, I hate that singleton. Well, I'll do it. I'll do a doubleton with this amount of points to show partner that I have a big hand.
You're going to double.
I'm the double.
You said doubleton, I thought, but double. Well, I agree. You're just too strong, and 4 hearts just shuts everything out. So, okay. Now, do you know what Laban's Sol is in this position? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, right. It's an excellent convention, which tells partner roughly
11 Sol. Yes. So
11 Sol.
Yeah.
English pronunciation. Okay.
Yes.
Well, partner is playing that, and he bid 2 no trump if he's really weak, but he actually bids 3 diamonds. Not sure I approve. I'd see what he's on about. So he's got some values. Normally it shows a good 8, 9, 10, or a poor 11. So that's the range your partner is in.
Yeah. Well, my hearts.
Indeed, yeah. And it's forcing, by the way, one's partner has gone and shown values. So, so no problem. Partner raises your hearts. And now the question is, should you carry on, given that your partner gave a positive with, say, around about usually 9 or 10 points?
Diamonds, huh? Well, I think so.
I would as well. And then the next question is, how are you going to do it? Are you going to invite or are you going to use Blackwood? Well, I tell you what, because I think this is a real life hand, although it may not have reached quite the same contract, but certainly the bid chosen was Blackwood. So let's go for Blackwood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, so
he has the ace.
Partner's got 5 clubs now. He's playing 1430 here, so he's showing 1 control. I'm guessing that might be the ace of diamonds.
I'm thinking it's the ace of diamonds also. Great.
Right, so now what you're going to do next then? So that means that
10 points. 10 points. So he either has, well, a 10 in diamonds or a couple of honors and spread around. Between spades would be nice.
Well,
have an
spades
honor,
are right,
have an honor in spades.
Decisions.
Well, to go to 6 no or not.
Oh, really? Really? I thought you were going to play it in hearts. And,
let's.
Seems more sensible to me.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I must say, I would be worried that he's bid diamonds. I mean, he's likely to have values in diamonds. So I suppose you could invite by bidding something like 5 spades or 6 clubs. But okay. Make a choice then.
All right, 6 hearts.
I would have thought that's down the middle.
Yeah.
But because I want to give you an interesting hand, your partner's going to bid 7 hearts just because I know. Well, spades were bid, spades are led. So, so how many tricks have we?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I had 10. Well, I was counting all the hearts. You're right, I suppose it's 8. But assuming the hearts break, I'll have
8,
10.
yes, and assuming the hearts break, 10.
10. Oh, wait a bit, they led spades. That's 11, isn't it? Because I must make a trick out of the Queen Jack now.
Yeah.
Going well, where can I get 2 more from? No? Oh, well, I thought roughing 2 clubs would be a good idea. Assuming, especially if trumps break 2-2, that'll be a thing. So,
I was putting my thinking hat on to start looking at the squeeze and how to get.
No. Squeezes are.
Anything else, but
I mean, that's you're looking too far. Yes. Normally, you go for normal methods, and setting up suits, they're normally much stronger than squeezes. So, anyway, an analysis done. We're certainly going to play a high spade.
Jane.
Yes.
I wonder if you could check your account whether you've got your sound on.
Because I have my sound effects off.
Oh, well, that's good. Thank you.
I can't hear it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Here comes.
Okay. Oh, good player. I say it's better to cover the second honour rather than the first one. And of course, there's a possibility that you had a singleton ace, I suppose, as well. Okay, so are you going to rough your clubs straight away?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, you risky person. Are you absolutely sure you're going to rough your clubs straight away?
Well, I am. There are 4 hearts out, and if they are well, I guess yes. All right, I'll do a safety play just to see how the hearts are breaking.
Okay. Well,
so they are not. Thinking the worst plan could be 4-0.
Well, I think you're going down if they're 4-0. Maybe not. If East won't have 4 hearts. I don't believe it. Play a heart then, because you really don't want to get any of your clubs roughed. Okay, now, are you still going to risk the clubs, or are you going to take a second heart?
Do I have any other reason to? I know where the king of spades is now.
And well, you always did.
Diamonds.
He showed a 6-card spade suit, so you have no idea about the rest. But he could easily have a doubleton club. So you play ace, king of clubs, rough a club, and he over roughs it. That would really be embarrassing. Go on, cash another heart, yes. Must be the right thing to do. Okay. Well, you could have roughed it after all, but okay. Well,
right.
For all that, you need to go and start roughing the clubs now. Try and make some tricks. No real problems, because you can just cross back in diamonds. And still rough. Okay. And this is really bad news for you. Because that means that East has 5 diamonds, and you will not be able to rough a club, cross back in diamonds, rough your last club and cross back in diamonds, because West will be out of diamonds and you will be over roughed. Can you see how it's going to go? You rough your club, that's fine. Then you have to play off ace king of diamonds because he cruelly didn't leave an entry in dummy, which would have been nice of him. You rough a diamond back to hand in order to rough your last club, but now the only way you can get back to hand is by leading a spade, which you will over rough, or by leading a diamond. So you can only rough 1 club. Is there any other way we can make this contract with only 1 club rough? Is any word coming to mind here? begins with S and has a Q in it somewhere.
I hate to. I have to pull the last heart. I have to pull the last heart.
Better to ruff one club.
I can rough.
You need to panic through.
Rough once.
You certainly will be pulling the last heart. You won't be roughing the last club. So, on these, this is really where you start to think about squeezes, right? Okay. So, to this point, you'd be starting to say, well, I've got to do it by a squeeze somehow because all the natural methods are now being taken from me. What threats do I have at this point? So, can you spot any threats at all?
Well, the 7 of diamonds.
Not really a threat because you're going to play off the ace and king. 6 of diamonds is a threat of some sort.
Yeah, 6 of diamonds
might be a threat because you don't know. They both might have lengthening diamonds. A threat is a card only beatable by one player. So the 6 of diamonds might be a threat, but West does have 3. What about the other suits? Do you have a threat in clubs? A card that can only be beaten by one player.
Yes, then the 5 of clubs can only be beaten by West.
They will be beaten by West, and what about in spades?
Well, the jack of spades can only be beaten by West.
Mm-hmm. What about the 6 of spades? Remember, East opened showing he had 6 spades with a 2 spade bid. So East had 6 spades and West had 1.
Okay, well then, yes. Okay, then the 6 of spades by East.
Right, so 6 of spades or the jack of spades could be used as threats. Okay, now remember at this point we're trying to use our new system. So what threats do I have? I've got a single threat in clubs because there's no entry with it. I've got at the moment an entry threat in spades if I use the 6. Or I could have the jack of spades as a single threat all on its own. And then the other thing I now look for is, do I want one of these central suits, which, when I have the threats in my own hand, has to be ace, king, and another card. You spot any suit that looks like that.
Well, the diamonds.
The diamonds, right. So if actually I go for the 6 of spades as my threat, and the 5 of clubs, I will have 2 threats in my own hand. I'll have a communication card that can go across in the central suit, and I'll have a free suit, which is basically my trump suit, that I can play off and then squeeze the opponents so that neither of them end up keeping the diamond suit. So since I've been robbed of my natural line of roughing both the clubs, this is very definitely the way forward. Of course, I'm going to rough one of the clubs, and I want to keep entries back to my hand. I can't cross in spades. I can't cross in diamonds. It ruins my communication. We have to take the club rough straight away so that we can actually cross back to our hand in the heart suit. So you'll follow?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can come back to hand and achieve our squeeze position. So he'll throw... Ooh, I think he'll throw another spade at this point. Okay. And my advice on these, although you can do things in any order, it's a lot easier if you actually cache the top cards in your threat suit so that you're just knowing exactly where you are with the threat suits, and then play off your free suit as the final winners. You can do it the other way around, but personally I tend to find it easier if I set the threats up, or since you want single threats, go for the single threat straight away. You don't have to, but it's certainly what I would do. He'll probably throw a club, and he's okay with a diamond. It's ace of spades, that's okay. Right, so he's still got the king of spades.
So the king of spades was in East, and he declined to play it. All right.
Well, in fairness, you did lead the ace of spades. You mean
that West opened with a 9 of spades.
He had a singleton spade. Well, you end up with the queen, but he declined to cover, yes. Which is good play, in fairness. If he'd have left that entry in dummy, you would have had an easy time. You wouldn't have had to cash your 2 diamonds straight away. So you would have been able to just keep crossing backwards and forwards easily. And then you could have gone across the dummy at the end. So good player, Ish. You should look for a game with him sometime. Meanwhile, we're busy squeezing both of them. So we've set up our threats. We've got it right. Only the free suit left to go. So we're watching out, of course, for their winners. So we're watching out for the last 2 clubs, and we're watching out for the last spade. So off we go. Oh, no. You're crossing in the centre. You must play off your free winners first in order for the squeeze to...
Oh, yeah, right. So I play my... May I have an undo?
I wondered why I couldn't do it for you, because you'd asked for one. Yep. Okay, so off you go with the trump suit. Okay, so no trouble here. I can throw one of those. No trouble for me. I can throw one of those. And now it's the squeeze card that does the damage for them. Will I throw away my queen of clubs? No, I don't think so. You'll just make the contract. And you don't need the jack of spades because you've got the 6 as a threat in your hand. And will I throw away my king of spades? No, I don't think so. You've still got a spade left, so I'll throw away one of my diamonds. So, your spade hasn't become good. Your club hasn't become good. So what do you do in this situation? If you haven't seen the card you're watching for, you just play off the last, just keep going on where there might be tricks. So off you go with the diamonds to see whether they have been squeezed out of there.
Just play them off.
That's right. And here's the king of spades that East was forced to keep. And here's the queen of clubs that West was forced to keep. And your 6 of diamonds, so innocent when it started, has become a thing. Oh, all this is partner's fault for bidding this ridiculous 7 hearts. You wanted to play in a sensible 6 hearts, and I thoroughly agree with you. Such a risk to go to 7. Okay, well, I enjoyed the game.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's put another one up. Board number 8. So, put that to deal to the table. Okay, come on, folks, let's have a volunteer. Come on, brave souls. Hi, welcome. Can you unmute your microphone and check that it works? Because otherwise we won't be able to talk to one another.
Hi, this is Satna.
Oh, hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. The opponents don't bid against us here, so I've no interest in going over the bidding. This is a contract of 6 no trump. So if you'd like to bid that for me, we can launch straight into the play.
I bid 6 no trumps?
It just gets the bidding over with and we can concentrate on the play. And the lead is the 10 of diamonds. So due diligence, we add up our tricks to work out how many we need and then go looking for where to find them.
So we have 4 tricks in diamonds, 2 in clubs, 3 in hearts, and 2 in spades.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, and where can we find a 12?
So either in hearts or in diamonds?
Hearts require a 3-3 break, and diamonds require a 3-3 break or a 4-2 break. Diamonds is really a much better shot. It must be something in the order of 85%, I think, you're going to get an extra diamond trick. So shall we just try the diamonds and check that we do have
12
tricks?
Yeah, that sounds
Sounds the natural thing to do, I think, and then we'll contemplate whether we can make an over trick out of the heart suit. It's not really a squeeze hand at all. So, ace of diamonds or jack of diamonds, your choice.
Do I just carry on playing?
You have another diamond, and if everybody follows, you can tell me I've got 12 tricks. Oh, well, everybody didn't follow. So, in fact, you still have only 11 tricks. That's a bit of a shame. So, your other chance was a 3-3 break in hearts, right?
That's true.
Right. Well, whenever you got one of these 3-3 breaks, you should always try and incorporate it into a squeeze, because it doesn't take away the 3-3 break, but it gives you additional options when somebody's forced to throw a heart away because of how the cards lie. So, what things do we check for with squeezes?
So, I mean, given that there's only one entry after the Queen of Hearts to the declarer's hand.
Declarer has Ace King of Hearts as entries.
Ace King, yeah. So, I mean, after the Queen's being played, you can only enter once.
That's true. Yes, of course. I didn't think. You're thinking we should play off Ace King Queen Duck a Heart. Only it doesn't work, does it? No, because we got no way to get back and actually cash a heart. Did I throw a diamond? No, I didn't have a winning diamond, didn't I? So there was nothing we could ever do. We did right to cash the diamonds, but the natural play isn't going to work there. So I say we now should be thinking of, well, the only chance is a 3-3 break, but if I ever you go have a 3-3 break, you always think, but maybe I can put that into a squeeze, and then that just generates additional chances for you to make the contract. So what things do you think about when you start thinking about squeezes? What would you be looking for?
But, I mean, the threats here, there are several.
Okay, tell me the threats.
So, I mean, the diamond is definitely a loser because West is sitting with 3 more diamonds.
Yep, so the 2 of diamonds is a threat against the West hand.
2 of diamonds is a threat.
Right.
And spade.
The spade, if we ducked one, would be a threat. Because at the moment, both people can probably beat the spade. So, can we afford to duck a spade? Do we have to duck a spade? What's item number 5 or something on our checklist of things to do, which I said earlier on should be number 1? Do you remember? I said we should check the count. How many tricks do we have at the moment? Top winners.
After this, you mean 9 more?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and we have 11 tricks to go. What's wrong for a squeeze with 9 tricks we can take and 11 tricks to go?
They would also have to, discard some suit. So if, for example, a heart...
Yeah. What I was hoping you say is we don't have the count. The count is where you have all the tricks except 1.
That's right. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Right? And most squeezes only work when you have the count. Or now, if you start off as here with 9 tricks and 11 to play, you've got to do something to reduce it, either to gain an extra trick, so you've got 10 tricks with 11 to play, or give one away so that you have 9 winners with 10 tricks to play. So you want to go, basically give them a trick to get this hand down to 9 winners with 10 tricks to play. And at the same time, you wouldn't mind ducking a spade trick to make sure that the 8 of spades is a threat, because at the moment, anybody might be able to visit. So the suggestion, a spade is very definitely called for now that we've had this catastrophe. Okay. interesting. And he plays a 9 and then switches to the queen. What do you think they've? And I've got the ace king. What does that suggest to you about their holding?
So he's.
Well, I'm thinking queen jack 10 9 because surely if he just had queen 9, I think he must have queen jack 10 9 to play them.
Now I have to take it.
I don't believe he'd put the 9 in if he didn't have the jack or the 10.
I need to take this trick.
You need to take that trick, and now we're in the squeeze situation. All the
three suits first, then the diamonds, then the heart, in the hope that something will drop out.
Yes, indeed. We should identify the type of squeeze you're doing here. The diamond is a single threat because although you got the queen jack with it, you have no entry. You've got no card in your hand to cross over. And the spade is a single threat because although you got the king of spades, you got no spade in your hand to cross over to it. So you've got one of these squeezes with a single threat. The ace king are just a free suit. They got nothing to do with the squeeze. And magically, in the heart suit, we've got this wonderful combination of two winners, ace king and another card, which is what is needed for one of these automatic double squeezes. Two single threats in one hand, a squeeze card, which I presume is going to be our last club, and then communication to cross over to the ace king small. So we are indeed all set to do a squeeze. So how are you going to cash your cards? Okay, I think so. I think I won't throw that away yet. Decision, I can afford that, I think. And the diamond, I follow the diamond. And now I'm going to throw that. That's the diamond.
So now I would play the spade, is it?
I would play. You've got choices, to be honest. You're playing all your winners. My own preference is to play the spade and set up the other single threat, so I know exactly where I am. Oh dear, I've discarded. I was so busy being squeezed. Can I go back and actually make some sensible choices here? I've unguarded the spades because I was so busy chatting to you. Oh. Let me go back a bit so I don't unguard the spade. Okay, back to there. Sorry about this. Right, I think I'll throw clubs and keep the spades guarded. Carry on. Just you're doing fine. It's me who's not okay, and the other diamond, and I'll definitely throw the club. Okay, yeah, now the king of spades, and this time I've still got the jack of spades, so I'm fulfilling my duty to keep guards in the suits. King of spades followed with the 5. Okay. So, now the squeeze comes. So you're playing off your free winners. And now the last one. Now I can't throw my jack of spades because you would cash the 8 of spades. I'm going to have to throw one of my hearts away. Well, the winners aren't good. They've still got a diamond. They've still got a spade. So, what do? We do indeed. And although this is an extended threat suit, of course, because you've not only got the already extension of ace king small, but the addition of the queen makes no difference because every time you add a winning card in a threat suit, the opposition have to keep an additional card as well. So the additional queen of hearts makes no difference to whether the squeeze is going to work or not. You carry it right on. You're doing a wonderful job. Okay. What have I done? Oh, I see. You kept your club. What have I done wrong? You should have a winning club at the end. A winning heart at the end. You're going to lose a club. Sorry, I think no, it's probably me when I went wrong in my discards and took things back. I can't even play the last card. Why not? Oh, I see. Just be. I'm so sorry. What? I'm not quite sure when I really think I distracted you here, because what you should have had at the end, I think I got you to throw away one of your hearts, really, but at the end, instead of having the last club, you should have been able to cash. Hearts. And then the 8 of hearts, and then the king, and then the last heart, and then the squeeze would have worked. So at some point or other, I wasn't watching. I let you throw hearts away and keep a losing club. So I must have been when you were throwing the diamonds. That was when I went wrong. It's all my fault. You were brilliantly making this squeeze, and I distracted you. I'm so sorry. No. I'm sure it's me. So you certainly got the principle right. Initially, you go for the diamond suit. That isn't going to work. Then you start looking. Then you see, well, it looks like a 3-3 heart break. Always, whenever you see one of these 3-3 breaks, you should then think, maybe I can put it into a squeeze. And now the squeeze routine, first of all, you don't have the count, and you want a spade threat, so you duck the spade, and then you should recognise which squeeze position you're aiming for. So here it's the double squeeze, single threats of the spade in dummy, the diamond in dummy, you cash the ace king of clubs as the free suit, and then you should have been able to just trundle over to the heart suit and run all those hearts at the end. I'm sure on the diamonds I'd let you throw away the winning hearts instead of throwing away the losing clubs, and I should have corrected it. But there again, I got you to do it twice. No wonder you went wrong. I'm so sorry I spoiled your squeeze. Never mind. Okay, well, you'll stay for another one. I have problem finding people to do these squeezes. We'd like to do another. You have to say yes or no. Yes, you get to stay for another one. Oh, no, you're not going to say, thanks for the opportunity. Right, okay. Well, if you're staying, you have to say, you're not staying. Come on then, somebody else. Come and watch me get this squeeze wrong with you. Hi. It's Jock, isn't it? Have I sent this to the table? Yeah. No. Okay. Check your microphone, Jock, and then we'll be on our way. Jock? Is it Jock? I thought it was Jock for Blue Bayou. It is. Okay. Is your microphone working, Jock? We could do it with you typing to the table if your microphone isn't working. Is Jock on the call? I can't actually see him on the Skype. Did I say Skype call? I meant Zoom call. I used to use Skype all the time, but I thought I'd go to Zoom for this series. Well, that's very amusing. I tried to send a direct message to Jock saying, I'm happy as long as I know he's able to hear me, and but I haven't even heard if he's not on the call, I don't even know how he can hear me to type back to me. And if he can hear me, he can probably use his microphone. I tried to type to him, and he said, "You are forbidden to type to people at the table," which is a bit strange. I thought this was a teaching table. He's on the Zoom list. Okay, if you can hear me, Jock, you hear, right, you just can't, okay. You will have to do it all by typing if you can't actually put your microphone. Okay. This has no opponent's bidding, and the contract is 6 hearts. So let's start with bidding 6 hearts, if you would. Okay. Oh, well, I can see 3 clubs, 2 diamonds, and 2 spades for 7. And we ought to be able to make probably 4 heart tricks, bring this up to 11. Diamond finesse, maybe? What do you think? Who knows? I think we probably should just be starting on the hearts. Would you say? I don't see we want to rough anything in dummy and leaving hearts out while we do other things. And I can't reverse the dummy. I can't rough 2 spades and draw trumps in dummy. I'm fairly sure. And certainly, if the hearts aren't breaking, I think we're in real trouble. To lose 2 hearts would be a disaster. I'm voting for get rid of some of the hearts and okay, 7. Okay, he'll probably dock that then, I suppose, since he doesn't know for sure what's going on. Well, I'm not going to be fooled twice. So, well, I wish we'd won the ace of clubs in dummy now. I'd be freer to win the second club in hand to just finish drawing the trumps. Never mind. What sort of possibility do we have here? Diamond finesse, that surely is a good one, 50%. Club threat, they might be 3-3, and if, I don't think they're 3-3. Jack, then the 10. I'm thinking West will have 4 clubs. You've probably got a club threat against West. And can you see anything else here? So you're winning in dummy, okay. 2 of diamonds. Okay. I'm sure that's right. I think drawing the last trump is definitely right as well. Okay, that seems all right. Okay, so what are we going to aim for? What sort of squeeze? What are your threats? Club threat? Diamond threat against, well, whichever player's got the queen of diamonds. More likely to be east, of course, but and also, that magic combination of a central suit with ace king small in the space suit. So that's really a very good option. Yes, I can see this squeeze forming now. So I could still take the diamond finesse, but it surely is going to be better not to, because if East has the Queen of Diamonds, then the squeeze will work, because I'll have a threat against West with this club, and I'll have a threat against. Okay. Well, I can't throw the club. I can't throw that. I got to unguard the spade. How annoying. Remember what we're aiming for with this double squeeze. 2 single entries in one hand, a communication card, and a squeeze card. So your threats are the 6 of clubs and the Jack of diamonds. Your communication card is the Jack of spades. So what's your squeeze card? What's your winner that you need to cash to make the squeeze work? Not quite there, no. Yeah, okay, that's your last winner. So that should finish the squeeze off. And if East had the Queen of Diamonds, he will be forced to have got it. In fact, this was a show-up squeeze. Although this squeeze plays to work if East has the Queen of Diamonds, it also works every time there's a doubleton Queen of Diamonds on the left-hand side. So although you've played it as a double squeeze, it also, you're going to claim them because you've got the Jack of diamonds and the 2 spades in dummy. So there's the full hand. So the threats were the last club and the Jack of diamonds. The squeeze would work if East has the Queen of diamonds, and because playing off the Ace of King of diamonds also gains every time there's a doubleton Queen of diamonds, rather than, in fact, this is almost always true. If the squeeze card is also a finesse card, rather than take the finesse, it's normally better to play the squeeze, because you get additional chances of maybe dropping the guard when it's not where you think it is, but when it's on the other side of the table. So we play off our Ace King Queen of clubs to set up our club threat. We play off our Ace King of diamonds to set up our diamond threat. Our free suit is the hearts, once we've knocked the Ace of hearts out of the way. And although we were prepared to finish the squeeze by playing the Jack of spades over to the Ace King 8, the squeeze actually worked by being a show-up squeeze, and the Queen of diamonds just tumbled down, and so you made the squeeze directly. Had the Queen of diamonds been on the right, though, you would still have made it by the double squeeze, because East would have been forced to hang on to his Queen of diamonds, and then nobody, since West is hanging on to the club, nobody could have looked after the Ace King smaller there. So I put this one in to just illustrate the fact that just because you're going to play a double squeeze doesn't mean it's going to end up as a double squeeze. Some of the earlier features that we've seen, in particular, this one is the show-up squeeze, can also feature when it comes to the play. Adam, I'm running out of time here.
Okay. Yep, that's I think that's a good time to stop then.
Right, okay. So I hope you get the sort of idea of looking for this particular type of squeeze. You're looking always for 2 threats in the same hand, a very special sort of central suit, what I call the central suit, of 2 winning cards in it, as well as the irritant card. That's actually quite a rare combination in real life, but when it's there, it's very easy to spot because ace king and another card sort of really stands out. And then, of course, you will also have the free suit, and you normally play off your winners in the. You can play them in other orders and get non-simultaneous squeezes if you want to, but certainly the simplest way: play off all the winners in the threat suits to set up the threats as single threats, then play off your squeeze suit, and then if you haven't seen the guard cards, you just cross over in the central suit and try and cash your winners there. And they work every time the threats are split, which is above 50%. So it's an excellent sort of squeeze to learn because it's better than a finesse. Who can complain about that? Okay, well, that's me done for the day. And, well, hope to see you all next week when I will... can you make squeeze star the queeners? Usually, the reason they tend to occur in slams is because these squeezes are very easy to break up by the opposition. All they ever have to do is play the central suit, and you normally don't have the entries for the squeeze to work. So when you play this in 3-no trump, normally the opposition have had several opportunities to wreck the squeeze by playing on the central suit. So you do tend to find these in slams. Even here, you can see that if West could have worked it out, leading, well, would have to be the queen of spades indeed, but leading a spade in principle sets it because it wrecks the communication of the squeeze to two. In practice, not all that easy in a slam because they don't have the information that you can see why here West is not keen to lead a spade and is keen to continue leading his Jack 10, 9, 8. So at this stage, he doesn't know what to do, and so we get away with it. But honestly, you try and play 4 spades or 3-no trumps, and it's quite rare that the opposition don't really have a clear cut. I can defeat this contract by playing that suit. So you're quite right. Spade sets it, but I think hard to see in this particular situation. Okay, thank you all, and thank you, Adam, for doing and thank you, Kathy, for looking after the Zoom call.
Thank you, Alan. See you all next week, and don't forget that if you want to see these recordings, these YouTube recordings, just go onto YouTube and search for Cedar's Squeezes. Cedar's Squeezes, they're all on my YouTube site, my YouTube channel, and they're all in a playlist, so you can see all the sessions that we've done right from the start, plus the individual sessions that Alan and I have recorded to help you go right back to first principles. Cedar's Squeezes on YouTube. Thanks all. See you next week.